It's good to be here today as we again find ourselves confronted with the reality of the oppression that we thought we had done away with. We find ourselves in a very, very critical situation in as far as humanity is concerned. We find ourselves at a point where, whether we like it or not, whether we stand and we say the law says or does not say, the ultimate responsibility lies with the individual. The ultimate responsibility as to whether you protect or you suppress lies with you, the individual. There comes a point where whether you sleep next to someone else or you sleep on your own, but there comes a point where you are on your own and your conscience has to speak to you. And when your conscience speaks to you, the question that you have to ask yourself is, am I party to the oppression of humanity, or am I party to the advancement of the freedoms of humanity? Every human being was born free, and no one has a right to take away the freedoms that we were born with. No one has a right to take away what God gave to us. It was clear during the days of Nazi Germany, just as much as it was clear during the days of apartheid, where some people stood up and said, I did it because it was my job. I did it because it was the law. I did it because I did not have a choice. I say, today in the day of democracy, you do have a choice. Today, where you have to make a decision as to whether you stand up for what is right or you stand and support evil is a personal choice. The reason why we are here today is not because we just enjoy being objectionable. It's not because we just enjoy standing and making useless noises. The reason we are here today is because we want to secure the future of humanity. The reason we are here today is because we are wise to the fact that what is happening is purely about control, is purely about taking advantage of people, is purely about ensuring that some people prevail at the expense of the masses. And the truth of the matter is that the only reason why such things continue to happen, the only reason why they will continue to happen is because the lions that should be arising and taking a stand are sleeping out there. Let's forget about waking up the sheep. Let's wake up the lions. The time has come for those of us who believe in the righteousness of our being to rise up and say, enough is enough. There has to come a point in life where you get to the wall and you cannot move anymore. And that point has come. Humanity has reached as far as it can be pushed. You can push and push and push. Once I get to the wall, I have to resist because there is no more room to move. And that is where we are right now. we have our backs against the wall. And because our backs are against the wall, we have to start pushing back. Time for pushback has come. Time for a stand has come. Time to decide has come. You have to make that personal decision. What is your decision today? When you go home, what is your decision today? As a parent, what is your decision about the future of your children? Maybe you are okay about what is happening right now, but what about the young innocent ones? When you get home, are you going to get home and say, I did a good job today? I oppressed them. I ensured that they do not stand for humanity. How can you get home and eat with a clear conscience, knowing that you are a buffer to the advancement of the interests of humanity? In closing, I'll just leave a personal challenge to each and every one of us. All of us here have our own different circles of influence. Within your own circles of influence, what are you known for? Are you known as the one who simply conforms and complies without challenging? Or are you known as the one who is prepared to stand up and say, wrong is wrong, right is right? People have to arise. I would love for us, next time we meet, because this is definitely not the last, for us to be able to say, when we last met, we were of the view that this thing is coming to an end, but now we are clear that we have brought it to an end. It is not going to end on its own. There is no oppressor who suddenly gets up at night and decides, I'm no longer oppressing the people. It's up to the people to arise and become the pain that says to the oppressor, now you need to heal. By healing, we mean let the people free. Let the people enjoy their God-given fresh air. Let the people enjoy their God-given life without interference from experimental genetic therapy. Yes. To those of you who may find that within your workspaces you are being pressured into taking the genetic therapy, make it a point that you make it known that if indeed there is to be a vaccine, let's wait for that vaccine to come, and we will think about it whenever it comes. Because what we have right now is not a vaccine. And it's time that we get to understand that we, the taxpayers, are being asked to take responsibility for cushioning the defects of what Johnson & Johnson is giving us. Why should we, as taxpayers, have to cushion the profits of the pharmaceutical companies? Why should we, as the taxpayers, have to be forced by government, whether we like it or not, to go and pay for the decisions that individuals make about their own lives? If I decide today that I want this thing pricked into me, why should it be your responsibility to pay when I am now dying because of my own decision?
Yes. 100%.
So, my brothers and sisters, let's stand strong in the knowledge of the fact that our only future lies in us standing next to each other, in support of each other, and knowing that through the legal processes, there are some actions that are taking place there to ensure that through the law we do support the advancement of the interests of humanity. But it cannot be the law on its own that challenges this. It's the people that have to take a decision, and having taken the decision, act on the decision. It's not enough to decide without following through with action. So the question that you have to ask yourself today, if you say you are hurtful, if you say you cannot take it anymore, what are you going to do about it? What is your next course of action? That is what we should be talking about, regardless of the fact that the system, through its own powers, through its own personnel, has decided that we cannot go into town and talk to the people and highlight to the people the injustices that are being perpetrated against the people. It does not stop us taking the message to the people. Each and everyone here has a responsibility to go out, take the message to the people, and ensure that freedom comes. Freedom is not coming tomorrow. Freedom is coming now. Thank you.
Thank you very